Hotep, hello, blissful musings to all, peace and wellness, abundance, love. I've done like 6 videos tonight. I mean, I keep starting out and done one in the lotus position where I talked for like 15 minutes, but I didn't like it, so I stopped it. And now I'm working on this video. And we'll see how it goes. I might keep it. I might not. It's my video. I can do what I want to do. It's my party. I can cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. You will cry too if it happens to you. So, with that being said, it's just been a really beautiful day. And I'm going to see Changing Veins if I can find a post that I had done earlier in the week that I want to share with the online audience. Well, this I want to share. This was today's post. It says, take a few minutes to feel on yourself today. Admire you, who you are, what you stand for. Admire you for a change. Notice the way you smile or walk. Look in the mirror and wink at yourself. Feel yourself for a change. Look at how you do you. Look at how you keep going forward even if you don't know how or why sometimes, but you still move. Flirt with yourself, tickle yourself, make yourself blush, dig on you, groove with you, dance with you. Take a minute and sing to yourself or write a letter of appreciation or love to yourself. See, I think you're fabulous and amazing and wonderful. There's so much more than that. But if I see it and you don't, it won't fill you up for long. You'll receive it as flattery instead of truth. Fall in love with you today because you are so worth it. And so that's the vibe I woke up on. I was real esoterically into me physically and spiritually. I woke up and I felt like I was like glowing or something. It was just nice. It was nice. And you know, it was a great start to the day. A great reminder of self. I also posted another thing that said something to the effect of I was practicing the religion of I am something, because we can so often forget how freaking awesome we are as humans and as divine beings. You know what I'm saying? Finding myself in the religion of I am. To most, I seem blasphemous. To God, I make perfect sense, and then beyond sense. I make magic, creation, elevation, impregnation of divinity, striking chords of greater harmony within me and all, which is me. And some may see this as narcissistic being. We have been taught not to believe in God while believing in everything but self. So when one dares to say, I dig me, I like me, I love me, I trust me, we label it as a mental illness. Yet sociopaths rule this nation and never bat an eye, as destruction is their discourse of choice. And if I say I love me or I think I'm beautiful, I must be arrogant or conceited? Really? When I will that all would look within their soul to find what I have found, and I wish that every tree could exercise pro-life or pro-choice before they are turned into some house that will remain vacant because the average man can't afford it. So yes, I worship in the temple of I am all of that, and that I am that I am. And I love me some me, and I dig feeling myself and feeling on myself and being with myself. And through my healing defenses around my right to really get into a groove with me, I learned to love others exceptionally and extraordinarily because I started with me. And you know, the premise of that whole message is just like, it's okay to like and dig you. You know, you're not conceited, you're not stuck up, You're not narcissistic to understand the God is self that you represent every day. Even when no one's looking. There's so often when no one else can pat you on the back because no one is even paying attention to who you are and what you're doing. They can't see it. And there's a song by Ndambi, and it's called Hot Pearl Sea. And she was like, if I never tell you you are loved, you know what I'm saying? If I never tell you that. So my message is always one that comes back to how awesome we are as individuals. And I'm so glad that I'm finally getting it, that I can be beautiful when I'm sleepy, when I'm hungry, when I'm crying, when I'm sad, when I'm tired, when I'm angry, when I'm hopeless. And that's what I wrote the other day. Even in hopeless, there's some hope, And if we're willing to find that hope in our hopeless situations, we will get to the joy. We will get to the hope. We will get to the love. And, there's a lot of power in healing the self. This was yesterday's posting, and it says, so much of who I am growing to be has come at the expense of discarding my defenses. It can be frightening to give up that which made you feel safe and strong. The truth is, the very things that made me safe and strong in the battlefield does not fit into my paradise. It actually keeps me from experiencing my paradise. And my paradise is more inward than outer. It is my fullness and wholeness realized. It is my breaths aloud, the magic of my soul becoming form, and survival mode blocks the flow of that which I desire. I cannot expect to feel what I need with a full suit of armor on, a grenade of doubt, a gun of fear, a sword of excuses, while hiding in my bunker of anger, resentment, pain, and judgment, and need for control it creates. So I have to remember what to remember and what to forget. I forget the struggle is necessary because it is not. I'm not in the trenches anymore. I'm safe. I do not have to invite struggle to be my teacher or my companion. I do not have to use my ability to bounce back from war wounds as a measurement of my bravery. In fact, I can be more brave by living and loving differently and fully and wholly. I can be brave by trusting myself to take good care of me in every circumstance and situation. I am not a helpless child needing someone to take hold of my hand. I am not a helpless child being forced to do what she doesn't want. I can remove myself from any environment and make myself a new home at any time. Why should I be discouraged? Why should I go on living as if I can be left behind by anyone other than me? See, no one else can abandon me because I give myself refuge in paradise. This accountability for my own well-being affords me the right to live beyond survival and even beyond recovery. I'm stepping into renewal and wholeness, and why shouldn't I? Even when I felt most helpless, I knew it was my right to live as a whole, healthy, happy, and brilliant being. Why shouldn't I be brave enough to come out of hiding behind pain, weight, struggle, lies about who I am and who I can be, and stand fully in my magnificence? Why shouldn't I breathe into my own lungs such truth I share so freely with others? If in my touch and essence I can change and shift another, why then shouldn't I lay hands on myself? So many of us are using our power, love, effort, and attention on everyone but us. When it comes to our own healing and loving, we are too tired, disgusted, disillusioned, angry, worried, or scared to be loving and kind to our own selves, to give our own self the attention we have secretly begged for from everyone else. And our lack of care and concern for self has made us put other people in charge of our well-being in ways they cannot ever be. We make them responsible in ways. Then we make them responsible in impossible ways. Then we set them up and us up to fail and taste disappointment. And then we are right back into the struggle. Anyway, I am letting go of everything I thought I knew about relating. I am learning there are so many ways to communicate and see, and one of the best ways is to watch and hear what is not said. I allow people to share their advice and opinions, but I'm careful what seeds I plant in me. I do not take everything into me anymore. I do not share as much of what I am deciding anymore. I trust me to navigate my course. I had to relinquish a lot of useless bullshit from my soul. I had to let a lot of people off the hook. And I wanted them to feel what they had done to me. I wanted them to suffer. I needed them to know just how bad they left me or how broken. But that didn't feel good to me. Watching people that I loved in pain didn't make me feel any better. I realized it was pain that had created the messes we were experiencing in the first place. So I had to forgive them. I had to understand them. I had to allow them room to grow into their own beings however they decided. I had to understand I couldn't protect them from themselves and that they didn't need as much protecting as I thought. They needed love and truth from me. So I forgave in ways I thought impossible beyond all the rules of this society. And I have seen all of these people become different beings, not through my punishment, but through their own will and love. And most of my relationships have been healed, especially with my parents and ex-mates. I am grateful for their growth in mine. It comes in different stages and at different times, but it comes. And so I let go of so many notions of suffering and judgment and of people never doing this or that. I know how to move myself out of harm's way, but even greater, I know how to love me in such a way that harm has such a hard time finding me. I am not sure if I am sure about anything, more than I am really becoming whole. And after the things I saw and lived, I was so scared this day might not come. Even though in my heart I knew it could and would, my mind was so afraid that we couldn't and wouldn't heal from trauma and losses. That the shames that weren't even my own would always stain me, and somehow all that was wrong, hurting, and the people I loved was my fault. I remember when I first started therapy, my therapist said I blamed myself for my mom's addictions and the things my father had done to her. I was so sure she was wrong, but at a very early age, I made myself responsible for the well-being of every other person but me. And every time something happened that I couldn't fix, I did blame myself. And I got very good at fixing, controlling everything and everyone. And people just kept being who they were, and I couldn't cure the pain they weren't willing to face. And I would blame myself again. So to experience this paradigm of awareness and fullness, which is so amazing, I feel as if I have won the lotto, and I will to never stop this journey of freedom and expression and unveiling of my soul to me. And yes, I share it with others, but really I'm sharing with myself this magic I knew was possible, but I thought escaped me. And I am so full of gratitude because I don't live depressed or angry, and any post-traumatic stress symptoms I suffered from seem to be fading away just like my fears. And I don't take any medications, and I don't need any. And I don't use any drugs, and I don't need any. And I don't need to drink alcohol, so I don't. And I am high in the best ways, in the most natural and simplistic ways. And coming from all the drug and alcohol abuse I have seen and partaken in, to say that is like salvation. To not use sex as a vice after years of different violations on my underdeveloped person is nothing short of miraculous. And I share because I want everyone to know if I can do this, if I can smile, love, give, and forgive from a genuine place, anyone can. I share because I want and need people to know, even in hopeless, there is some hope. And if you focus on that hope, you can change your world. And because you change your world, the people around you change theirs too. And I wish my brothers can see this and heal their hearts. And to my brother that has journeyed on, I know you know now. I wish you could have seen it from this side with us. I pray that we come away from survival mode into fullness and wellness and highest low star fire awakening. And I wrote that yesterday. And it was more so a thing of, I'm just coming into a fullness that, like I said, I've been to counselors, which I'm an advocate of counseling. I believe in counseling. A lot of people don't. I do. I've seen it work miracles for me and gaining a balance. And I had really good therapists, but a lot because of what I had suffered and the symptoms I had at the time, which really most of the time was just purely exhaustion because I had to grow up so fast and I had to do so much so quick. I never really got to rest. My spirit didn't rest, and I travel a lot when I sleep, and I deal with a lot of different things even while I'm sleeping. So I was tired. I was spirit tired. I was so tired. I was so tired. And the healing work I've been doing and cleansing myself and affirmations and just learning to forgive and truly take accountability and responsibility for my own actions and understanding how all these beautiful puzzle pieces fit together to open and shape the woman that I am and the being that I am, and learning that and really walking in the essence of that has allowed me to come into a fullness and a wholeness. And I think we get stuck in survival mode. I did a video on that other day. We want to show up to paradise with fatigues on. We want to go to the beach, into the ocean with a suit of armor. That just doesn't work. You're not going to get to experience paradise like that. And I feel like so much of what we're developing is coming from this survival mode, but we can come out of survival now. We're out of those spaces where we didn't know any better, where we were asleep, where we were being lied to, where we were being conditioned and poison. We're more aware now, so we don't have to subjugate ourselves to these ideas of survival and defense. Because in defense mode, you're coming ready for war, and that means you probably gonna get war. Especially when you understand the power of creation. I always tell people it all matters. All of it's relative. All of it's going to become something. So, it all matters. What you think, what you do, what you say, how you do it is going to materialize into something. And that's why I really ask people to begin to love themselves, because that self-love keeps you from creating a lot of garbage in your life. It begins to expose these places within you that are unhealed and unwell and that are hidden under these defense mechanisms. So you can't even see that knife you holding because it's behind 16 layers of other stuff. And so a lot of times you're cutting yourself from your own promise. You're cutting yourself away from your own promise, from your own healing, from your own safety, from your own peace. I'm dealing with that with a friend of mine right now, somebody that I'm really liking, but he can't allow me really to be his friend because of his own issues from a past relationship. And he hasn't said this to me. I'm intuitive, so I know, and I can see it, and it's such a fear. It's such a fear there, and it's so unfortunate to create what you want and then cut yourself out of it. It's like creating the picture you want, and then how like you cut out the mate, but you don't cut out the mate and the children and the house. You cut yourself out. And we're alienating ourselves from our own visions. You manifest it. I always say people rather live in fantasy than reality because of the responsibility and accountability that comes with the reality of that materialized things. All of it is materializing. So if you can't handle it, as soon as it comes and you begin to talk yourself out of it, you're automatically shifting that promise into something else. Now it is not that anymore. Now you're changing the form of it. And that's why I said a couple of months ago or a couple of weeks ago, we're deforming our manifestations. We got a full manifestation of everything we want, and then it comes, and then we're like, oh, I'm not ready. It's not the right time. Wait a minute. I didn't know he was going to look like that. I didn't know she was going to smell like that. I didn't know she was going to smile like that. Oh, I wanted her to be closer. Oh, she's too far away. He's too far away. Oh, I wanted this job to be like this. Oh, no. As soon as you start changing that, you're creating something new. You have just changed your connection to that thing that you've been calling forward. And then people say, well, if it was meant for me, then it's for me. What God has for you and what God has for you is for you. But know this, we can alter the course of our destiny at any time because we are the author and perfecter of our own fate and our own destiny. We write the vision. We make it plain so that heralds can run with it. We are creating this stuff. So as soon as you step out of your promise, that opportunity right there is done. That person may not ever come back. Yes, you might find someone just as wonderful. Someone is just as great. But you just missed that opportunity. Don't get it twisted. If you got a 4 o'clock appointment and you don't make that 4 o'clock appointment for Thursday, August 27th, guess what? You missed that appointment. Or I don't think Thursday was August 27th, but you feel what I'm saying. You missed that appointment. You can get another appointment on another Thursday, but it's not that time slot. It may not be that same physician or that same person you're going to get to see, to talk to. You may have missed an opportunity. There's infinite possibilities, infinite opportunities, so you haven't missed out permanently because there's always something waiting for you. But that thing you did let go of. And I think we need to understand that. I always say that blessings and our operation with destiny and creation, it's like cogs and wheels. Certain things, certain gates open at certain times. And once those doors close, that gate, that blessing, that child won't come through you now. You'll have a child, but it won't be that child. You'll have a husband, it won't be that husband. You'll have a wife, it won't be that wife. You'll have a job, it won't be that job. It won't be that position with that pay. Yes, it might be something greater down the road. You may create it, but if you keep talking yourself out of what you're creating, you're going to keep talking yourself. So you have to change the way your mind functions, the way your heart functions, and come out of survival and get into recovery mode. Recovery mode is the step before you stop walking into your fullness and your wholeness. And all things are possible. All things are possible. There's nothing impossible. But know that you are in a time system too. And we are above and beyond time, but then we still deal with the rules of time, which says certain things come at a certain time. Fall coming when fall comes. Spring coming when spring comes. June coming when June comes. You know what I'm saying? You can't make August June. You can have a blessing in August, but it won't be June's blessing. June's blessing is gone. So we have to learn how to maintain the course of what it is we say we want and allow these things to come to fruition because we deserve them. And that's why self-love is so important, because I think most of what we talk ourselves out is because on some level we don't feel worthy. We'll look at our status. We'll look at the job we have or don't have, the car we have or don't have, the this, the that, the language we don't or do have, and we'll say, I don't deserve this. But let me tell you something. Nothing that you don't deserve ain't going to show up anyway, baby. It's yours. It's yours right now if you want it to be. You ain't got to be nobody different than who you are right now, because whatever opportunity is presenting itself because the universe is like, yeah, you're ready. Now let me equip you. You're going to have to be equipped for it all as you go through it anyway. You know, that's like when people say, I want to be ready for a child. How could you ever be ready? You could read 170,000 books and it won't prepare you for the birth you're going to have with this individual child. It's infinite and it's divine. And there's no crash course in divinity. You learn as you are on the job. But the beautiful part is you have it all inside of you anyway, so you can't mess it up. Not for real, for real. Even if stuff that those opportunities you don't take is not a mess up. You just get to do something else with someone else. And sometimes you just prolong that which you really want, that desire that you have. You just set it back 4 years. Why I do that when you can have it now? Now is all, you know. Now is all. It really is. And with that said, I had an awesome time. I talked to my ex again, and he really encouraged me, as he told me that if I would have died in my last car accident, I would have been ready to transition because I pretty much have let go of the desires of this earth. And for the most part, I have. He's like, you don't really have any vices. And give thanks, other than Facebook. I think Facebook is the closest thing or the deepest vice I have right now. And Sunshine, I love my Sunshine. Sunshine Ra is my God. He is my love. That is my lover. I am Riot. If I have never been Riot before, he is so potent in my life and my existence and my being. And I feel him burning on the inside of me right now. Because I was going to say, I wish he was out right now, but I feel him. I'm so the moon. I am so the reflection of the sun. And I'm so grateful for everything that the sun does for me and for all of creation. But right now I'm in a selfish mode, as the world would call it, narcissistic, selfish, just all about me and Ra. It's all about me and Ra. And with that being said, I guess this is the video that should come forward. I've posted like 16,000 videos tonight. I did, but I didn't post them. I might post them, I might not. But I want you to know that I love and encourage you to be your highest and fullest self and your true potential is always there for you to explore and allow to come out. So stop bullshitting and just be all that you are with your divine, wonderful, gorgeous, sexy, infinite, beyond this lifetime beingness. Be all of that. Be all of that. All things materialize. So if you can be that, that will be what materializes in your now. I love you, and I'm out. Peace.